Do you think Joe Biden should pardon Trump as Ford did Nixon?
I don't know. He should consider it. Now, I don't know whether Donald Trump, he's not a genius, but he might figure out that if he accepts a pardon, that's an admission of guilt, the United States Supreme Court has said. So I don't know that he would accept a pardon, but as part of healing the country and getting us to a place where we can focus on things that are going to matter over the next 4 years, I think Joe Biden's going to have to at least think about that.
Joe Biden pardoning Trump for what exactly? Trump wouldn't accept it because the only thing that they believe at this point, and after all the fake charges, and we'll talk in a second about the declassifying of documents that's expected to happen today or imminently, the fake charges out there that they used over the years, the Russia collusion and treason and all this stuff, now they're going to get them on incitement to violence. Going to be pretty tough. Going to be pretty tough to convince a fair-minded jury. I mean, all you need is one person who's basically a Republican, because it would become very political. Any jury pool would be inherently tainted, right? All you need, though, is one Republican on a jury. You just need one to hear, he said, go be peaceful at the Capitol and have your voices heard, and a bunch of people decided to destroy things and attack cops. That's not on him, right? So saying that he won the election by a landslide might be improper and not accurate, not true. But we're talking about incitement to insurrection. We're not talking about some BSing about an election that he should have been more clear on exactly where we had proof and what proof we had. So I don't think that you'd be able to get a conviction. So that means that Donald Trump would not accept. Why would you accept a pardon for a conviction? I'm sorry, a pardon for a crime that you had not committed? I don't think that will happen. It's fascinating to me that James Comey is still elevated by the media. I mean, it's not surprising, but you have to dig into this for a second. Here's a guy who acted like a scorned high school teenager when he was fired by Trump, and then released documents of his own memos to the New York Times. But he outmaneuvered Trump on getting the special counsel done. This is the truth. I know. Now we get to finally say about the 4D chess and all that stuff, what's true and what's not. Where was Trump amazing? Trump was amazing on saying things that other people were unwilling to say that were true. Trump was amazing on fighting the media and driving them completely insane and making them make utter buffoons of themselves, right? There was so much, and also just understanding this whole piece of America, right? 75 million Trump voters the last time around, but understanding what they're frustrated about, why they're not getting a fair deal, and what could be done by the government to make things better. So I understand all the most the biggest assets that Trump brings to bear. But on the whole, he's 4D chess. This is what I was saying. We weren't allowed to, from his own team, try to make it better. We weren't allowed to do it. People didn't want to hear it. You had to just be out there saying everything was amazing. Had to be, it's like we were all Trump's therapist. Oh, you're doing great. Everything's great. You're doing a fantastic job, Go easier on yourself because everything's great. But on the special counsel and how that went down, obviously, James Comey was able to do real harm to the administration. It was deeply harmful to have the special counsel investigating them. It was more challenging than I think a lot of people realize, because I spoke to individuals who had to get lawyers, and they were really worried about getting the Papadopoulos treatment, where they're just coming after you. Remember, the federal government prosecutors in this case had endless resources to come after whoever they wanted to, basically. Right? They spent $40 million. I mean, how many people have $100,000 of their own to mount a legal defense? Not very many. So they've got $40 million at their disposal. Those lawyers get paid. Those prosecutors, the special counsel, get paid whether they win or lose. Doesn't matter really to them. And your life is on the line, essentially. And certainly your reputation and your freedom are, as well as your finances, your life savings. And the truth is, they were using the process as a weapon in an effective way. They were using the process as a weapon in a way that we have to be aware of because it largely worked. It was mostly effective. Now, they didn't get what they wanted in the end, which was the impeachment and removal of Trump from office using the special counsel report as a roadmap. But as I've told you, I think that's because Attorney General Barr saw what they were trying to do and headed them off at the pass, which is also why I refused to join the AG Barr was a sellout and a deep state fake and all the stuff that people were saying about that. I don't think that was fair. People are entitled to their opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think that was fair. I don't think that was fair to somebody that did a lot for the administration and understands the threat from the left and would speak openly about what the left is doing to this country. Now we're going to get even more information, but there's a frustration, a clear frustration that I have around this because Trump is going to declassify. I spoke to the president about declassifying and told him that he should in 2018, I think it was. 2 years and change ago. I was in the Oval Office with the president. It was before I was doing an interview with him, and I was like, sir, you're going to declassify, right? No. Nope. Didn't declassify. And I think that there's going to be, they're going to release documents now. That's at least what the reporting is saying. Okay, so what are we going to do with it? Now what? You're going to declassify a whole bunch of stuff about Russia collusion. So we're going to find out that Hillary Clinton was a fraud in this whole thing and she knew what was going on, that she used the Russia collusion scam to try to offset her very real email scam, which was not going away, the email crisis for her for the election, and that this was all manufactured by the DNC, and Christopher Steele has ties to Fiona Hill, and that's coming out, and there's all these different moving pieces. I'm glad that we'll get some truth and transparency on this, and I know there is still a Durham probe. There is still a special counsel that could do something, but I think it's unrealistic to believe that this is somehow going to be so much better. This is going to be so much better now. We are going into a Biden administration. They're going to be in charge of the government, and we're going to know more of the truth of Russia collusion. And then what are we going to do? What are we going to do about it? This is where we are. I wanted this to get out 2 years ago. I said, release information now, and nope. Oh no, trust in the 4D chess. That's what we were told. Well, yeah, that's not really the plan that it needed to be. I've also been very, very clear with you about how the purge of Trump from Twitter was just the beginning of a longer term effort. You have Jack Dorsey. This is from a Twitter insider recording Jack Dorsey talking about the political censorship that we should all be expecting going forward. So, as I've said, they want us all to concede on this stuff. Oh, Trump's a clear and present danger. We need the right to make political determinations about whether someone's just too dangerous to public discourse to kick them off of social media platforms. But we've been led to believe that stops when Biden comes into office and that everything will calm down. No. Why would they do that? They like this. This is enormously helpful to them. Here is Jack Dorsey himself telling everybody, this is a bigger plan, folks. Play 15.
We are focused on one account right now, but this is going to be much bigger than just one account, and it's going to go on for much longer than just this day, this week, the next few weeks. It's going to go on beyond the inauguration. We have to expect that. We have to be ready for that. So the focus is certainly on this account and how it ties to real-world violence, but also we need to think much longer term around how these dynamics play out over time. I don't believe this is going away anytime soon, and the moves that we're making today around QAnon, for instance, is one such example of a much broader approach that we should be looking at and going deeper on. So the team has a lot of work and a lot of focus on this particular issue but we also need to give them the space and the support to focus on the much bigger picture, because it is not going away. The U.S. is extremely divided. Our platform is showing that every single day, and our role is to protect the integrity of that conversation and do what we can to make sure that no one is being harmed based off that. And that is the focus, and that is the color we want to provide.
Protect the integrity of the conversation. Maybe we could take that a little more seriously from the CEO of one of the biggest social media platforms on the planet. Maybe we could listen to him without wanting to just either guffaw in laughter or cry at the absurdity of this if they hadn't allowed the president of the United States to be called a traitor and a Russian asset for 4 years. I mean, they've done it all 4 years. And to lie endlessly and peddle false information using platforms like Twitter about Russia collusion. Maybe then we could listen to this and not feel like it was such an obvious and transparent fraud. But this is the future. And I do believe it's a wake-up call to a lot of people, a lot of conservatives out there, that we need, some of us have been calling for this for a long time, and we need to start setting up more infrastructure. We need an entire information ecosystem that is a business. It has to be a business. It can't be just charities. It can't be sending more checks to the Heritage Foundation. It has to be a functioning, standalone ecosystem of with profit and loss and growth strategy. We got to have the media component of it. You have to have sales and advertising, the actual digital infrastructure, and this all needs to happen, because otherwise you're going to be at weirdo Jack Dorsey's mercy. That's where this is all heading.
Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.